Hi, Gabriella. How are you? I'm so sorry I haven't been in touch. I haven't really been feeling well lately. I've been sleeping a lot. I haven't had a chance to get on social media either.
Oh, really? What's wrong? You're not well? Did you catch a cold or something?
No, it's nothing like that. Actually, I'm pregnant. I did a test a couple of weeks ago and I started to think I might be. Then we went to the doctor today and got a scan. We're not really telling people yet, though. So don't say anything to Lee and Will's mom. Lee knows, though. Will told him straight away.
What? That's great news. It might not last, though, right? A lot of women miscarry in the first trimester. But that might be a good thing, I guess. It's really soon for you to be having a baby, don't you think? You guys were only married this year. You should be going out and having fun at your age. Think about all the adventures you'll be missing out on.
Well, maybe it's a bit sooner than we were thinking, but a baby is a precious blessing whenever it arrives. We're both really pleased.
Oh, but I wish you'd said something sooner. I know my husband is always round at your place. Isn't he getting in the way if you're not feeling very well?
No, really, it's fine. Actually, it's good when Lee is around, because he always helps Will with the dinner. I think it's their brotherly bonding time in the kitchen or something. It's great for me because it means I don't have to do anything. I just sit on the couch and read my book.
Those boys. Even though they're grown adults, they love to spend time together. It's so weird. I never feel like going over to my sister's house to cook. I guess men are just like that. They never really grow up.
I love that they get along so well. I don't have any brothers or sisters, so I never got to experience that kind of friendship. I'm so jealous of Will for having a brother who's also his close friend. And he lives so nearby.
If you say things like that, they're bound to get carried away. That's why they spend so much time together. You're encouraging them. Are you sure you're not just being overly polite because my husband used to be your boss?
No, I genuinely think it's so nice for them to have each other.
If you don't want him round at your place all the time, just feel free to say so. I won't be offended.
It's nothing like that. I never feel uncomfortable around Lee. He was a great boss. Besides, he takes such good care of Will and he's always polite and good to me. Actually, I think he's probably doing both of us a favor by being around to help out so much. I think Will is counting on him to help with decorating the baby's room. They're already moving all his gym stuff out of there and into the garage.
Well, that's fine then.
We're so thankful to you as well, Gabriella. It'd be nice if you could come over sometime when Lee's coming. It's really no problem at all to have you guys around.
Okay, sure. But I'm kind of disappointed you'll be parents. We won't be able to party like we used to. I thought I finally made a wife friend who I could hang out with during the day and drink with and stuff. Now I'm all alone again. It seems like all of my friends are having babies these days. You were the last person I knew who didn't have kids.
Oh, really? I'm sorry for that. I didn't know. But once my morning sickness has died down a bit, we can still go for lunch and things. The baby isn't due for another 8 months, so there's no need for everything to change just yet.
Oh, no. That's not what I mean, honey. I just think once people start having kids, it's so difficult to talk to them. Even when they're pregnant, it seems like women just want to talk about their children and that's it. And if there's anyone around who doesn't have kids, like me, we just get sidelined. No one's interested in my life because I can't join in all these conversations about stretch marks and teething and all of those things.
Oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. I've never noticed that with my girlfriends who are moms.
Have you never felt like there's a kind of barrier separating married people and unmarried people? I think it's the same for people with kids and people without. We just don't share enough things in common to have a good conversation.
I really never noticed anything like that. Are you sure you're not just imagining it? I still have plenty to talk about with my friends. And even when I'm a mother, I don't think I want to spend all my time talking about children. That sounds even more exhausting.
Well, I don't mean any offense, Justine, but I think maybe you're just not that perceptive about these things. Personally, I'm wealthy and bright and I have a strong social media presence. I have a lot of followers.
I know. I love your posts. You always look so chic and fashionable.
That's what I mean. A lot of housewives with kids follow me, and they're always messaging and leaving comments about how good I look. I know they're jealous because I have so much free time and money to spend on myself. Some people even say, if I didn't have kids, I'd look like that. You should have a look through the comments when you get a chance. It's kind of embarrassing how obvious it is, that all of these people are so envious of my lifestyle.
Oh, right. Yeah, when I start to feel better, I'll check it out. It's probably pretty funny.
I wonder how much you'll change after you have kids.
I don't want to change too much, but I've never experienced this before. I guess it's probably inevitable.
Oh, I have a great idea. When your baby is born, let's do a photo shoot with the baby wearing all sorts of beautiful designer clothes and accessories. It'll be so cute. And all of the poor mothers who follow me will get so jealous. It'll be so controversial. They'll all get super mad and comment things like, Who puts their newborn in designer clothes? They're going to get ruined and stuff.
I don't really think that's my thing. I'm not planning on buying any designer items for the baby. I don't think we could afford it.
What? I thought you used to work at the same company as Lee. Don't you have savings from when you were working? You must have money in the bank. Isn't Will working for an investment bank or something like that? He must be making lots of money, isn't he?
We're doing all right, I guess. But we both said we just want to keep saving as much as possible. We might actually start a college fund in case we have more kids in the future. So I don't think this is a good time to be spending money like that.
Oh, come on. It's not as if you're poor. You're definitely more tight-fisted than I thought, though. But this is what I mean about when people become parents. Your priorities change. You get boring.
I don't think my priorities have changed so much. I've never really liked designer things anyway. It might be because of my upbringing. We never had much money when I was a kid, so I learned to always save as much as possible.
Oh, I see. I thought you were more like me. I guess I was wrong. You do have some really nice designer stuff, so I thought you were into it.
I don't have much designer stuff, actually. Just a couple of things I bought for myself before I met Will. I remember I was super excited when I got my first paycheck. I got myself a really expensive bag. I've thought about selling it, though.
I thought that bag was a present. Didn't you get Will to buy that for you when you were dating? That would have been so romantic. You really bought it yourself?
Will really isn't interested in designer things. He's never bought me anything like that. But that's fine. I'd rather have something meaningful.
Oh my god, are you serious? I'm so pleased I married the right brother. At least Lee knows how to buy presents. I really think who you marry makes a huge difference to your life, doesn't it? It's really not a decision you should just make with your heart. But everyone is different. I guess you and Will suit each other. But I definitely couldn't be married to him.
Yeah, everyone is different, that's for sure.
Anyway, when you're feeling better and your morning sickness has gone away, let's get lunch. I'll take you somewhere nice that we don't usually go to. It'll be my treat, okay?
It's okay, actually. I don't need to go somewhere special. We can just go somewhere we normally go.
No, it's fine, I promise. I don't want to go somewhere fancy so I can take pictures for my social media.
Oh, right. You choose somewhere then.
Okay, well, look after yourself. I hope you feel better soon. I'm going to get a massage. My shoulders are so tight today because I spent all day yesterday working out and taking selfies by the pool.
Gabriella, what on earth do you think you're doing?
Oh, honey, you're still alive? I heard you got taken to hospital in an ambulance, so I thought you must have died or at least had a miscarriage or something.
How can you say that as though it's no big deal?
So, what about the baby?
We're both fine. No thanks to you.
Oh, it survived too then.
I really don't understand what's going on here. You beat me up and knocked me unconscious and basically left me for dead. Were you actually trying to kill me? Or the baby?
If I was, it wouldn't be my fault. You're the one in the wrong here.
What have I ever done to you? I don't understand.
You've been cheating with my husband. That's what. I think you deserve what you got. I just wish I made sure no one found you. I bet that baby you're carrying is my husband's child, isn't it? It all adds up. You're a thief. You've stolen my husband and ruined my life. How dare you talk to me as though I've done something wrong? You've got some nerve, haven't you? I trusted you. I thought you were my friend. I couldn't imagine you betray me in this way. You deserved what you got and worse.
Excuse me? You think I've been cheating on Will with his brother? That's a ridiculous idea. I don't know how you can even suggest it. Where has that idea come from? This baby is Will's child. There's no possible way it could be otherwise.
Oh, please. I know everything. I saw my husband taking you to the OBGYN in the middle of the day when he should have been at work. You can't tell me he was just helping you out. I saw you together.
What? Don't you think you're jumping to conclusions?
No, there's no way that's normal. A man doesn't usually go out of his way to take his brother's wife to the doctor's office.
I really think there's been a misunderstanding, Gabriella. You've got it totally wrong. I was on my way to the OBGYN and I met Lee by chance as he was on his way back to the office. He'd been out on a call somewhere. I forgot where he'd been. But he saw me walking and he thought he might as well give me a ride. He said the doctor's office was on his route back to work, so I got in the car and he drove me. Then when I was in the car, I started to feel nauseous again. So he had to get out and help me into the doctor's office. I really shouldn't have got into that car. It didn't do me any good at all.
Do you really think I'm going to believe that pitiful excuse that you obviously just made up on the spot?
It really was a coincidence. I promise, neither of us is doing anything behind your back. But you can't think Lee and I are cheating just based on seeing us together at the doctor. That's insane! Do you have a guilty conscience or something? Is that why you're pointing fingers at us?
That's not the only proof I have. There's more.
Go on then. What else do you have? There can't be much because it's not true.
My husband bought a book of baby names. Why is my husband thinking of baby names? He's not even interested in having children. He told me that. Why would he do that unless he knows the baby is his?
Gabriella, you're out of control. Will and I asked Lee to think of baby names because we're asking him to name the baby on our behalf. Will thought it would be a nice gesture. We were actually thinking of asking you both to be godparents. I don't think that's going to happen now. It was just because Lee was the one who introduced me to Will and basically set us up on our first date. He's the one who brought us together. That's the only reason he would buy a book of baby names.
You're really good at making up excuses, aren't you, Justine?
They're not excuses. But neither of the things you're talking about is actually proof that Lee is cheating on you. With me or anyone. I'm just telling you the truth. Don't you think you're overthinking these things a bit? You're accusing us of something terrible.
I'm not overthinking this. There's definitely something going on. Ever since you said you were pregnant, Lee has been acting really weird. He's been so distant.
He has?
Yes, he's not his usual self. He keeps finding little things to complain about. He even took my credit card away the other day.
Why would that have anything to do with me? I'm sure the timing is just a coincidence. Have you tried talking to him about it?
It must have something to do with you. You're the only woman in his phone book that he has any contact with.
But we only ever send messages about Will. Or I ask what time he's coming over and he asks if I need him to bring anything. Otherwise, I don't text him at all. But why does his attitude have to have anything to do with another woman? It could just be something at work or at home that he's not happy about.
Well, I think you guys probably have some kind of secret code where you can exchange meeting times and places and stuff. There's something between you two, and I don't like it.
No, I'm sorry, but this is all just a figment of your imagination. I think you should stop letting your imagination run riot. You need to talk to your husband. I can't believe you attacked me and hit me and pushed me down a flight of stairs all because of a misunderstanding.
This is not a misunderstanding. I guarantee it.
It is! I haven't done anything wrong, but what you've done to me is a crime!
No, it's just common sense that if you steal someone's husband and sleep with them and get pregnant, you're going to get beaten up. You were just jealous of me, weren't you? You can admit it, Justine. You wished your husband made as much money as mine, so that you could have all the nice things I do. So you thought it would just be easier to try and steal my husband away.
You're completely crazy! I don't want anything more to do with you. Are we finished here?
You're the one who's finished, Justine. I know all of your little tricks and lies now. I'm going to tell Lee's mom and dad all about this. I'll let them all read this conversation and see who they believe. I've been part of this family a lot longer than you, so I think I can be pretty confident. You'll be out of our lives before you know it. I wish you had never woken up. If I had my way, you'd still be lying at the bottom of those stairs. I'll never forgive you for this.
It's okay. There's no need for you to tell everyone. Everyone is here at the hospital with me. I'll tell them. Actually, to be honest, they already know.
What?
Will, Lee and their mom and dad are all right here and they've been reading your messages with me. Lee and his mom are both pretty shocked that you would say such horrible things.
That can't be true. Why didn't you say they were there? Are they shocked to find out you've been cheating?
We are not cheating, as I've already told you. But it looks like you might be getting a divorce soon, so you should probably start preparing for that.
Why would I be getting a divorce?
You attacked me and threw me down the stairs while I was pregnant. You basically admitted you were trying to kill me and my unborn child. And it was all because of a stupid misunderstanding you had about your husband. I'm going to report it to the police. Luckily, I think there was a security camera above those stairs. So there should be pretty good footage of you hitting and pushing me. I hope you're as excited to watch it as I am.
Justine, I'm so sorry. I've done something terrible to you. I just want to apologize for everything I've put you through. Can I come and visit you when you get out of the hospital? I won't come over unless you say it's okay.
I don't want to hear your apology. Thanks very much. And Will has said that you're not allowed anywhere near me or our house. So I don't think you should come over. If you try to come here, I expect Will might call the police. So don't come unless you want to be arrested.
Well, I'm sure you probably realize this already, but I really made a huge mistake. Everything I thought I knew about you and Lee was just a complete misunderstanding, and I totally overreacted.
Yes, of course I know that. I told you that you were making a mistake, but you refused to listen to me, didn't you? You accused me of cheating with my husband's brother.
But this is Lee's fault too. He was acting so suspiciously. I was convinced he was cheating on me.
Honestly, I don't think he did anything that was even the slightest bit suspicious.
But he was acting so cold and distant. I didn't think there could be any other explanation. And if there was another woman, you were the only candidate. There isn't anyone else it could have been. You're the only other woman he knows, apparently.
I can't believe you would jump straight to the conclusion that he was cheating and start searching his phone for candidates. You thought Lee would cheat on his own brother? You can't accuse people of acting suspiciously when it's just a man visiting his brother's house and his brother's wife happens to be there too.
I know. I'm just so hot-headed. I always jump to conclusions. So whenever I start to think something is true, suddenly I can't see any other explanations.
But as I keep saying, you put me in the hospital because you're so hot-headed. I could have lost the baby. Do you even understand the significance of what you've done and how serious it could have been?
I do. I promise. I understand what could have happened. I hit you and pushed you down the stairs while you were pregnant. Even I think I've done something terrible.
It's too late for regrets. I'm sorry, but your remorse probably isn't going to help you now. And I heard from Will that the reason Lee was being so distant with you was actually your fault, wasn't it?
It looks like it. And the reason he took my credit card away was apparently that I was spending too much. I don't know why he couldn't have just said so at the time. Then we would have avoided this kind of misunderstanding. He's always forgiven me in the past when I spent too much. If Will did that to you, you'd think something was up, wouldn't you? Especially if he didn't explain why he was doing it.
But Lee said he'd been warning you for ages that he'd take your card away if you didn't stop overspending. He just gave up talking to you about it and decided to take action instead. I think it's your fault for not being able to control your impulses. You should be taking responsibility for your spending.
But I don't even remember it being so much. I can't think what I bought or why he was so mad.
You don't remember what you're buying? You've obviously got a huge problem then.
Anyway, Lee is working for a huge multinational company. I thought he was wealthy. I just assumed we don't really need to worry about how much we're spending.
Just because someone works for a multinational doesn't mean they're wealthy. So many people work for a big company and still don't earn a lot of money. It all depends on what job you do. Lee is just a line manager, isn't he? He said you never used to act like this or spend more than was necessary. It's all since you started posting so much on social media.
Well, it's not my fault I have to use social media so much these days. My life is so boring otherwise. All of my friends are mothers now, and they've all changed so much. None of them want to hang out and drink cocktails like we used to. And they all act so superior now that they're parents. It's as though they just don't have time for me and my meaningless little life. I just wanted to show them the kind of life they were missing out on. They always complained about not being able to spend money and time on themselves. So that's all I was doing.
I think it's pretty much common sense to assume that people are going to change once they become parents. Can't you cut them some slack?
You're just as bad as everyone else for acting so superior, aren't you? I'm so sorry, okay? Can you ever forgive me? Look, I'm just saying I understand I put you through a terrible experience and I realize now it was a mistake and it was all my fault. I won't be spending too much from now on. And I won't be causing you any more trouble.
This isn't the kind of problem that's just going to go away if you apologize.
But Lee said if I don't want to get a divorce, I have to get you to forgive me. I don't want him to leave me, Justine. What do I have to do to get you to accept my apology?
You've created this problem for yourself. For the last 3 years that I've known you, you've always spent as much money as you like and never listened when your husband asked you to cut back. And this time, when he finally tried to stop you, you accused him of cheating on you with his brother's wife. And then you put me in hospital, when it had absolutely nothing to do with me in the first place. I actually think he has plenty of good reasons to ask you for a divorce.
Justine, please. It doesn't have to be the truth. He just has to think you've forgiven me. Maybe you could tell him you forgive me and I'll work on making that come true.
Have you been listening to anything I've said? How is that going to help your case? I honestly do not understand how you can say such a thing. No, I'm not going to lie to my brother-in-law for you.
But this was all a misunderstanding. I never would have tried to hurt you if Lee had explained what was going on. It's so unfair for him to be asking for a divorce over such an arbitrary thing. You're not going to retract the statement you made to the police either, are you?
Of course not. You committed a crime, Gabriella.
I'm really sorry, Justine. If you forgive me, I promise to endure whatever punishment you decide. I'll never do anything like this again.
You won't get another chance to do this again, if I can help it. Hell is going to freeze over before I see you again.
But I'm really sorry for what I've done. Why won't you accept that? I was just so upset with you, because I thought you of all people wouldn't abandon me so soon to start having children. And then when I thought you were cheating with my husband, that was such a huge shock. I know I was completely out of control.
I can't do anything for you now, Gabriella. It's in the hands of the police and they're dealing with it. They actually told me I shouldn't have any more contact with you, so I think I should probably block your number now.
Justine, why won't you listen to me? I'm sorry. I thought you were nice. I thought you would at least listen to me and try to understand what I was going through. Please don't abandon me. We've been friends for so long. You were always so kind to me, listening to my stupid stories of how many followers I had. Even when I thought you were cheating, I never hated you. I was so happy to have such a kind and generous sister-in-law. I never had a good relationship with my own sister after all. Now my family basically threw me out after college.
I know what you're trying to do. You won't be able to manipulate me, okay? You said that people always change when they become parents, but I think that's a misunderstanding too. I wonder if you're the one who has changed since your friends began to start their own families. Isn't it you who's jealous of them? Maybe you should take some time to think that over. After that, my brother-in-law filed for divorce from Gabriella. I felt sorry for her, but I could never forgive her for putting my baby's life in danger. When they were first married, she didn't overspend or waste money on useless things. But as she began to use social media more, she started trying to show off her wealth and status, and that encouraged her to buy more and more stuff. I honestly do think that people change a lot after they become parents. I think it's necessary for us to change, actually. But I haven't met any new parents who really try to show off and think they're superior to others in the way that she was suggesting. I think that was actually what she was doing in her social media. She was the one who wanted to make fools out of her so-called friends. I didn't press charges against Gabriella. She agreed to a settlement, and a restraining order was placed so that she isn't allowed within 100 yards of me or my house. I just never want to be anywhere near her, ever again. I can't describe the fear I felt for my baby and for myself when she attacked me. I want to make sure I keep my child safe. I think that's what any parent would want. Gabriella was made to pay me the value of my hospital bills as part of the settlement. I heard from Lee that after she moved out, she went back to her parents' house. Apparently, she's living a pretty quiet life there. Her social media accounts have all been deleted since the incident. I don't think she's got anything to brag about these days. But since she had to take out a loan to pay off the settlement, I'm guessing she doesn't have much money lying around, so there's probably nothing to post pictures of. Hopefully, she's learned not to show off or be so condescending now that no one is acting jealous of her. When she attacked me and pushed me down the stairs, I hit my head pretty hard. I was in the hospital for a few days, but I've recovered now. Will and I are looking forward to welcoming our first child in a couple of months. Will thinks it's going to be a boy, but I'm not so sure. I think that when you grow up and get older, you start to have different interests, and it's natural to fall out of touch with some of your friends. It seems like Gabriella reacted to that in a pretty unreasonable way, and that's why she ended up estranged from her friends and family. I think that no matter how much you grow apart from your friends, you should always try and stay in touch. It's really important to try and preserve your relationships. I'm not trying to turn the situation with my sister-in-law into a lesson on morality, but from now on, I'm going to try to make sure I value my friendships as much as I can.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.